we feeling? Welcome to the show. Jimmy Moreland here. I'm a voice talent, audiobook narrator, and music producer. And on the show here, we do live auditions on the biggest voiceover casting websites. That'll be voices.com, Voice123, and then we'll head over to ACX and take a look and see if there's any audiobook voice jobs for us to check out. But right now, real quick sort of housekeeping for the next couple of days on the stream. We like to try to do 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. However, today is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream because I've got some booked work that I need to get to. So I'm going to have to cut into the stream time a little bit here. But this being Thursday, most of the voiceover jobs roll in the earlier part of the week. Monday and Tuesday are typically going to be your busiest days when you're going to see the most auditions. And it just sort of works out that like Thursday and Friday typically are the lighter days on the pay-to-play websites. But hopefully you've got enough booked work stacked up, and maybe Thursday and Friday are your more productive days as far as getting things delivered to clients that have booked you. And that's what's happening today. Tomorrow, though, I've been mentioning on the stream that my mama is in town. She's visiting from Texas. We live all the way up here in Maine, and so it's a pretty big deal, pretty cool visit to get from my mom. But tomorrow we're going to be driving into the big city of Portland, and so we're going to be missing the stream tomorrow. So I'll make sure that's reflected on the schedule. But for folks watching in the future, you don't care about the schedule. But typically we are Monday to Friday. But right now we are going to go ahead and jump into the sites here. Again, there's a pretty light crop of auditions to get to, but we're going to jump into them. Let's refresh the page so we have the newest numbers. Oh, we have a job here that just came in. We haven't even gotten the email yet, so we're going to try to be fast here. VO should have a southern drawl. We can do that. All right, voiceover. We're working in Pro Tools here, and we're going to jump right in. Imagine eating this ooey gooey decadent chocolate. Imagine eating this ooey gooey decadent chocolate cake, topped with creamy vanilla soft serve and drizzled to perfection with warm chocolate fudge. Now, imagine getting it for free. Well, stop imagining, because for a limited time, sign up for our Buddies Barbecue email club and get a free junior hot fudge cake. Let's zoom in a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing here. Let's read this whole line here again. Limited time, sign up for our Buddies For a limited time, sign up for our Buddies Barbecue email club and get a free junior hot fudge cake. Add in your cell number and get upgraded to a full-size hot fudge cake. Free. Now that's a sweet deal that won't last long. Only at Buddy's Barbecue. Let's read that again. Won't last long. Only at Buddy's Barbecue. A smokin' good deal. All right. Let's edit that. Let's grab our room tone here. We don't cut in pure silence. We cut in room tone. There's something about the human ear. If we detect pure digital silence, we go, is my phone broken? Did my speakers cut out? What's going on here? So you cut in room tone instead. Our ears are sensitive enough to pick up on that. Barbecue. Let's do Buddy's Barbecue. Buddy's BBQ. There we go. Head back over here. Reply. Let's see how early we are on this. General. Hit in the quote. 500. Select the file. Scroll down here. We might be actually first. I think that might be a first on the stream here, to be actually first on a job. That is pretty cool. We did it. We did it. Very cool. All right. These next jobs have been up for at least a little bit. Let's take a look at them. It would not be completely out of the question to not do any of these other auditions. Sometimes it happens where either the auditions, they came in the middle of the night or something like that, and so other talent across the U.S., across the world, they've had a long crack at it, And sometimes you come to the audition and it's just there's so many people in line in front of you that you just go, all right, it's not worth my time. Or there might be just a jobs that we're not the right fit for. And so we're not going to waste our time nor the client's time by auditioning for stuff that isn't right. But let's take a look here. VM opener, we're only an 80% voice match. That's pretty brutal. And that'll be because we do not have a movie trailer demo. That's something that, sure, I'd be super interested in doing in the future, but it just wasn't a priority for where I am in my career. So we haven't done a movie trailer or a promo specific demo up to this point. So the movie trailer thing, that'll probably knock us down to 90%. And then this thing here, announcer as the role, that'll knock us down another 10%. Because this announcer role, maybe I should go in and tag one of my demos with announcer because, you know, right here, want it to be natural. For the old school, not conversational and natural read, the way that most professionals in this industry describe that old style sort of radio read is announcer. Say, oh, I don't want something too announcery. So when current clients put announcer as the role, that usually indicates that this client doesn't book a lot of voiceover work, which is fine. This just indicates either, like sometimes you are going for that, like I want this to feel old school, or maybe they're sort of poking fun at like an older style of voiceover, and that's all good and fine. But for something like this, like when you're saying you want to be natural, like clearly that's, you don't actually mean the announcer role. What they want for role here is probably real person, which is probably the most common role that you see here. But that's all fine. Given our voice match rate here and the number of responses they've already gotten, we're not going to do this one. Moving on. The budget here is $15. Sorry, not even gonna look any further. Here we got 50 people in line ahead of us, but it's a pretty good budget. It's a museum in Mississippi. Now, my southern voice isn't quite Mississippi. I'm from Texas, and so that's the sound that comes out of my mouth. They might be okay with my, let's see here. Discover the two Mississippi museums in downtown Jackson and experience the moments and movements that shape us. Also, I don't think that I am the right demographic for this read. I think that they likely want someone who authentically represents the kinds of, cultures that they're talking about here. The Mississippi Civil Rights Museum, like, why would you want a person who looks like me speaking about the Civil Rights Museum? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're going to pass on it. All right, comical announcer, big kid in every athlete. Kellogg's Fruit Loops, 6-star. So this is probably a much younger big kid in every athlete, but they're probably still looking for a younger sounding talent. They say middle-aged. I mean, maybe. Okay, I get it. This is a very character-y kind of read. It says real person, but it's still this is a character read of sorts here, and I just doesn't feel like it's in my wheelhouse. And in the interest of getting to my paid work, we're gonna pass on that one here. 85 responses in line because it's got a big old budget. Chicken tenders direct approach. I love chicken tenders. Let's go. Looking for the tasty chicken. Wanting 2 reads of this line here. All right. If we were earlier to it, it could be fun. Likewise here, 96 responses. We're not even going to look at the rest of the details. Like, there's no point. We're not going to get heard at all. So why even submit here? Video narrator, 27 responses for a pretty low budget. Remember, this is voices.com, so whatever number you see here in your head, you need to multiply that by 0.8 because Voices takes 20% off the top of whatever this number is. So you'd be pocketing $100 here. And we are not the right talent for this, so we're going to pass on it. And that's everything on voices.com. That fast. Let's head over to Voice123. We'll go ahead and refresh the page, make sure the numbers are all current. Now we're going to go through each one of these off the stream to make sure that none of these clients have put their full first and last name. We don't want to dox anybody, so we're checking all of these out, making sure. There's I guess when you're a client and you submit a job, you've got the option to like not show your first and last name. And the vast majority of clients choose that option. But sometimes they go like, yeah, sure, I'm fine with people seeing my first and last name. And there's even like, you can have like a little profile picture. And some people show their face. All right. No one has shown their first and last name, so I will not be doxing anybody. Now what I want to do first, I've got 14 auditions in my little queue here. First, I want to just clear out some of this clutter by just getting rid of the auditions that I know that we're not going to do. So, easiest way to do that, I'll zoom in a little bit for us here. The second number, see all these numbers here, the second number is how many proposals or auditions they have requested to hear. The first number is how many you've gotten so far. So in this case, this client said, I want to hear 25 auditions. They've already received 28 auditions. If they requested 25, they're not going to listen to number 26. Like, I'd love to see like actual numbers on how many clients do take whatever measures are required to see the next one. But I have a feeling it's extremely low, and so we're going to save our time by just clearing those out. So let's zoom out a little bit back to regular size here and make sure we don't have any. There's none on this page. Let's look at page 2. This one has over, this one has over, and this one has over. And now we're in the fun thing of, this is a little thing with the Voice123 interface, is that if you are on page 2 and you clear out the queue on page 2 like we just did, there's no way to click back to page 1. You're stuck here. And I think even, let's try refreshing. Refreshing doesn't fix it. You have to, maybe clicking projects does it? Maybe projects doesn't do it. Oh, wow. So we're going to briefly come off full screen and we're going to click away to like our messages tab. And now back to projects. There we go. That worked. Oh, it looks like maybe maybe our OBS is sort of disconnected. Let's take a look here. Oh, it is. So nothing's working as we expected it to. Well, I guess that's good to know. Cool. Very good. Thanks, Stream Deck, for working like 60% of the time. Let's start looking at these and figuring out what we do and do not want to actually audition for. There's only 4 proposals in, so we're quite early to this. University education. Okay, just one of those standard solid college recruitment type reads. Dreaming of a university education but worried about the cost? Did you know that you can be enrolled at both Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University at the same time? The budget's quite low, but this is very much in our wheelhouse of reads, and I think that this will be good for our place in the Voice123 algorithm. So this is going to be a case where we're going to do a job that, it doesn't pay us a fortune, but it's going to be good for the algorithm, and so we're actually going to do it based on that. That's what we're telling ourselves anyway. All right, let's do this. Let's go back down to the copy. Dreaming of a university education but worried about the cost? Did you know that you can be enrolled at both Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University at the same time? Trying to get through that second line in one breath is a little tough there. Dreaming of a university education but worried about the cost? Did you know you can be enrolled at both Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University at the same time? Let's give another full read. Short enough. We'll give them 2. Dreaming of a university education but worried about the cost? Did you know you can be enrolled at both Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University at the same time? And Oregon State University at the same time? We're going to cut that together, and I think we'll be okay. All right, let's cut this. Come over here. This is me yapping away. There's the transition into the second read, and we're going to figure out where we want to make this cut. I think maybe right here. Let's listen. Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University. A little strange. What if we just give it at the and? That might be right. At the Lynn Benton Community College and Oregon State University at the same time? I think that's fine. We're going to give them both of those reads. We could spend hours trying to get these just perfect and right. Lynn Benton. Not even. All right. And I've been silent. Oh my God. This. All right. I might be returning my Steam Deck. This is a real bummer. I've been. Oh my God. All right. We're moving on to the next one here. These people don't know what accent they want. Uh, they want. All right. I don't know what's going on with this job. We're gonna pass on it. Here they're looking for a quote. I generally pass on those because, like, why don't you know what your budget is? Are you hoping that talent is going to be? I don't know. I've gone through that before, and if you're looking for a quote, then you're looking for other talent. You're probably looking to take advantage of talent, frankly. So no. Here, budget's only $100. We're looking for a female voice. So why did you put male adult? What are you doing? What are you doing? Here, audiobook, science fiction, non-YA. Okay. Hold on. North American. Okay. What else? Is there any other? Lots of accents. Okay, but nothing here is saying that we are not demographically an appropriate match. Really important to make sure. Oh my God! Like, oh my God! Ugh, there's so much here. Budget 4,000. Hey, do we have an audiobook with an appropriate budget? That is a long audiobook. Holy 26 and a half hours. Let's open up our calculator here. Here, instead of words, we've got the project length. So we're going to briefly break our codes here. Actually, let's enter in the budget first, which is 4,000. And then the project length is 26, 30. Is that how we're going to do that? No, that doesn't work. We're gonna briefly, let's see here, equals 9,300 times 26.5. For God's sake. Oh my God, Excel, why would you automatically assume it's a number? Excel, why are you the way you are? All right, so we're gonna say it's 246,000 words. That's gonna be the way that we approximate. Oh my God, will you please just clear 246,000, and that will bring us to, oh my. Okay, so why are you like this? Why are you giving me, oh my God. All right, suffice it to say, this is going to be a perfectly decent budget. We could make this work. Now let's decide if we actually want to do it. Pretty short. We've got 1, 2, 3 scenes. This is exposition, world building, great. Here we've got villain and female dialogue. I've been watching. Okay. Queen Foster. I have read this narration before. I absolutely have. This has been posted somewhere else at some point. So I've absolutely read this before. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna let that chill, and later off stream I'm gonna find my original audition and I'm gonna submit it again. It might have been on ACX that we found it. I'm not sure. Okay. Mobile gaming ad, animated opponents. English with a little Spanish accent. We would not be authentically representing that accent, so we're not going to do it. It is totally one thing to do accents for characters in audiobooks, because audiobooks tend to have giant casts and it's only one person narrating all of them, so authentically representing every single character in an audiobook is impossible, generally speaking. And so there it is appropriate, but for single single casting, commercials and things like that, you don't want to be putting on a voice to represent something that you aren't the right. You know what I mean. It's different for like impersonating a child. Um, that is very common. It's typically women who are able to do it really, really well. Think like Bart Simpson, been played by an adult woman at Bart's entire life. But let's take a look here. The only new job that we're seeing here, because we've seen here and below, is Tentacle Mage. We'll look at it, but we almost always use duet. We do duet because it sells more, even if the cast is 95% female. The script is odd. It's to beat AI. So these people have done their homework in more ways than one, it seems. But this isn't for us. We're not really interested in reading these kind of things. Like, no shade on the people who are doing this, because it's valid in its own right, and those people are hustling. They're making their money, and that's good. But that ain't for us. So nothing for us on ACX, and that's pretty frequent in the price bucket that we look at. Where I am in my career, and for how hungry I am for audiobook work, I only look at the $200 to $400 bucket. I don't look at royalty share generally, and I don't look at any of the lower price buckets. I find that the higher bucket, that $400 to $1,000 bucket, is mostly jobs that aren't real. Like that, I'm not saying they're outright scams, but they're never going to get made into audiobooks. Jobs that pay that much they're not going to ACX to find a random narrator. Jobs that pay that much are going to come through publishers, who most of them have their own casting portal if they have them, or they're done strictly on through casting directors, or just the general sort of networks that producers and other people have developed. So yeah, I would love to hear from any narrators out there that know of an ACX project in the $400 to $1,000 bucket that has actually closed the deal and is available now. Like, I'd love to hear stories of those projects, because I just my spidey sense tingles every time I look at them, and I'm happy to work at the lower end actually of this price bucket. I quote authors, new authors and publishers, $250 per finished hour. For all the services that I provide on top of professional narration, I've found that to be a good use of my time and a good value for the rights holders' budget. So, yeah, all that said, we are cutting the stream super short today. I know we're scheduled to go till 3 p.m. Eastern, but we are going to cut it short because, like I said, we've got some paid work that is waiting for us, and we got to pay some bills, my friends. So I want to thank everybody who swings by and says hello. If you want to leave a comment on YouTube, you are welcome to. I know that we had some technical issues during the stream today, and that is thanks to old El Gato with the Stream Deck that frequently likes to stop communicating with OBS and decide not to switch scenes or to activate microphones and do other things like that. So thank you for dealing with all that. My name is Jimmy Moreland. If you want to pay me money to read stuff for you, you can head over to the website. It is veteranaudio.com. Email is right there when you land on the page. You can also listen to my demos and see what else has been going on. But we will see you again, not tomorrow, but Monday. Oh, wait, Monday's a holiday, isn't it? Let's take a look here. Monday is Memorial Day. I'm not sure if I'll take the day off. I'll probably take the day off the stream because I imagine there won't be a ton of auditions that come in. I think enough people out there will be on holiday that there's not going to be enough auditions to even support a 30-minute stream like today. But for sure, we'll be back on Tuesday with the regular full stream live stream, and we won't have company in town, and I'll be fully back on into live streaming and content creation mode So keep an eye out for that. But until then, we want to thank you for swinging by, for hanging out. We love you. We'll see you next time. Leave a comment on YouTube. I will respond to comments. And good luck with your auditions. Thanks.